Hello, fiction fans. T.H. Leatherman here. I just got back from the Denver Pop Culture Con, and while I was there, I had the opportunity to speak to some of my favorite writers. I asked them, what is their writing style? How do they put their stories together? Are they more plotters or more pantsers? What does that writing process for them look like? This is what they said.
Hello, T.H. Leatherman here, and I'm with the amazing Dan Grant. Dan, why don't you tell us a little bit about your books?
I have two thrillers out. The first one is a science medical thriller. Involves some secret research that an FBI agent needs to get involved in to go ahead and find a missing senator. And the second one is an underlayment of research that unravels through a crossword puzzle.
Outstanding. Did you want to show us a copy of them?
Sure. So this is 13 Across, is my current book. It's built around a crossword puzzle, 7 stops in Washington, D.C. There's quite a bit of a mystery, and it's a thrill. It starts off with a bang and sort of ends with a bang. So different stops in Washington, D.C. that most people don't see. Takes you through some interesting, a little bit of background and everything else. And so the mystery is actually for the villain is unraveled in the crossword puzzle, and 13 Across is an ominous word. The next is The Singularity Witness. It's a science medical thriller that takes place in in Princeton, New Jersey, built around some research that I had a chance to get involved in. Pretty exciting stuff in terms of my end. I try to make science fun, so it's a mystery, and when you read it, you have to figure out who the witness is.
Great. All right, so today's question is, are you more of a plotter or more of a pantser? What is your method for putting a book together?
Because I'm a thriller, I have to actually have at least a start and an ending. So I actually built a rough outline, and then I pants between them. I free write between the different plot points, because I like where the story takes me as an author, as long as I stay on cue. And I don't have a lot of waste that way, but I have a lot of discovery. And obviously, if you're going to build a book around a crossword puzzle, it needs to fit the theme of the crossword puzzle. So in 7 revelations, each thematic element must attach either to a destination, in my case, or the revelation of the villain itself, himself. So that was sort of fun, and I did a lot of free writing between the different plot points, and it's amazing where the story takes you as being a pantser, because you get to sort of discover a few things. One of the unique things about 13 Across is I was fortunate enough to have the New York Times crossword puzzle editor, Will Shorts, allow me to fictionalize him as a character in the story. So he comes in like a subject matter expert in the story. And one of the unique things about that is when you're writing about a real person, you have to stay within the boundaries of their persona. And I had to find ways to push him out of his element. So he's a very obviously editing crossword puzzles, strong intellect and everything else. I had to put him in settings that he normally wouldn't get involved in. That would make his particular plight as a secondary character interesting to learn about, and it still stayed true to him. So that's where the free writing came in, and being a pantser, because then I could go, well, what would happen if? And I have a couple little points in there that are unique to him that he normally wouldn't do. So we're trying to tell stories that our characters push the bounds of what they would and wouldn't do in real life. And that's the jeopardy point that you have. And I had to put Will Shorts, in this case, in jeopardy. Obviously, the heroine is in jeopardy because it's her story from start to finish. And how do you carry that through? So pantsing is a great way to free write and stuff. So for me, I get huge enjoyment out of that piece. And as long as I reach the end of where I'm trying to go, there's a little bit of magic, I think. I'm not a total plotter, and I'm not a total pantser. I'm sort of an in-between person.
All right. Outstanding. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Todd.
Hello, everyone. This is T.H. Leatherman, and I am with the amazing Laurel. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Day 2 of Denver Pop Culture Con, and we're having a blast.
Yes, it is an absolute blast. Having a great time. So, tell us about your books.
My books, I have several offerings. I tell people when they come to my table at A20 that I have a smorgasbord of offerings. My bestsellers so far have been my trilogy called Water White. Water White, this is book 1. Book 2 is Water White Flux, where everything in the world and with the characters is in flux. And book 3, Water White Breathe, I have just completed the exciting finale of the Water White trilogy. So that's a lot of fun. This teenage girl needs to save the world from an encroaching body of stinking ooze. There's a shapeshifter trying to kill her. There's a mountain spirit and talking animals and all kinds of crazy things going on. Kind of a tragic octopus situation going on, which is why I'm wearing my octopus dress today.
Yay!
You can see that, yeah. So I have that trilogy, and I have a naughty adult fairy tale. Not for children. The Hair Raising Truth. And this is a novella. I had Rod Serling in my head at the time I was writing it, so
Okay.
Twilight Zone versus Grimm's Fairy Tale.
And
that kind of thing, with a twist ending.
Okay. And we were talking the other day that you're going to put that on audio and you're looking for the right voice.
I'm
it
looking
right
for the
now.
right voice, so if you have a Rod Serling voice and you might want to narrate this book, you'll have to read it first. I've also got my novel Miss, which is based on loosely fictionalized account of my first year teaching 7th grade English in a troubled school. And I have a hunting memoir and a couple of haiku starters. And what I'm really excited about is coming soon. A friend of mine, artist Becky Jewell, is creating a graphic novel based on a short story I wrote called Cro-Magnon. So,
Oh, wow.
and you could actually listen to Cro-Magnon on my podcast, Alligator Preserves.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So today's question is, are you more of a plotter or more of a pantser, and what your process is?
Oh, my process. I'm a little bit embarrassed to tell you what my process is. I'm definitely more of a pantser.
Okay.
Right by the seat of my pants. The Hair Raising Truth, I wrote on a 3-day novel writing contest, so it was definitely pantsed. I was able to plot just a little bit, so there's always some. I'm not a pure pantser, but I'm mostly a pantser. With my Water White trilogy, I knew how I wanted the trilogy to end, but I didn't know how I was going to get there.
Ah.
So I really let my characters talk to me. I dream in Technicolor every night. The trilogy started with a dream. And characters continued to come to me and situations continued to come to me as I was writing it. So I allow that creative process to unfold. I'm really a binge writer, I would say. When the inspiration hits, I could write for 3 days in a row. And then maybe have to take, a week or a month off and let things percolate.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you do.
So I'm not a 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., take the dog for a walk, come back and write another 4 hours. I'm not that disciplined of a writer.
Okay.
But the binge process has worked pretty well for me. I've been able to produce quite a bit.
Outstanding. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Todd. And if you must follow Todd because his Facebook posts are hilarious and you make me laugh every day, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
Hello, everyone. This is T.H. Leatherman, and I am currently interviewing the fantastic Dee Arkins. How you doing, Diane?
Thank you. I'm doing great.
So, please tell us about your work.
So, my work, I love humor. I just love humor. So, I started out with young adult humor, and I wanted to share some ideas with energy work because I'm a Reiki master.
Oh, wonderful.
And so, I just love the whole thing about energy and colors and how you can change your world.
Yeah.
So I wanted to introduce those concepts and play with humor. So my first book in this series is Seeing with Your Eyes Closed and all the colors, and it has to deal with bullies, first year of high school, that happen to be energy vampires.
Wow.
How do you deal
All
with
right.
that and keep your sense of humor?
Yeah.
That's the way to go. But I also deal with adult humor.
Okay.
So I'm working on a set of short stories. It's a lot more fun to play with adult humor. You can go in other directions. And I'm also working with a book that has to do just different subject matter. That's more an adult level. So I have my young adult series. Second book will come out this fall.
Okay.
And then hopefully the short stories will come out this fall also.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun.
It is.
Yeah.
So, are you more of a plotter or more of a pantser? And how does your writing process look?
How does my writing process look? So I get my idea and I work with it, and I have to percolate it.
Okay.
So I don't have a deadline time frame. I have to work on it, and when I build a plot and when I build a story, it's like weaving a tapestry.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, I need a little more of this color. I need a little more bones. I need a little more muscle, and so I'm putting the story together. So it starts out pantsing it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I start weaving it together. So I have my outline, I have my characters, I have my plot, and then I feel my way through the story.
Okay.
So as I write it, I'm feeling my way through the story. Then I have other work where it's like I outline the whole thing. So it depends on what kind of piece I'm working with. I'm a binge writer.
Okay.
So as I get this and everything settles in, then I settle in and I just write straight through it. Yeah. It just works. It's when you're in the flow, you gotta go.
That's right. when it strikes you and you have to get the words on the page,
That's when you do it.
Yeah, spend as
And
much
it
time
just
as possible
comes out.
doing it.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been an honor. Can't wait to see you next year. Comic-Con rocks.
Yes.
Sorry, Pop Culture Con.
Timber Pop Culture Con. Can't call it Comic-Con anymore.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Even though
Among ourselves. Okay. Oh well.
Hello, everyone. This is T.H. Leatherman, and I am with the absolutely awesome Wendy Terrien.
Thank you.
So, Wendy, why don't you tell us a little bit about your books?
Well, I write urban fantasy.
Outstanding.
Thank you. And the first book is The Rampart Guards. And in that book, Jason is the main character. He finds out there's creatures in the world like Mongolian deathworm and skyfish, which, by the way, are flying around us and even through us right now.
Right now?
Mm-hmm. They exist, they're real, they live amongst us, but they're hidden by a shield and protected. We're protected from their energy that could incinerate humans.
Okay.
But someone's trying to tear down the shield and wipe out human existence.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun. So he gets involved in saving the world, as you do.
Okay. Book?
Oh, well, we saw it on the banner up there, too. That's the book.
That's the book.
Yep.
Outstanding. All right. So, Wendy, are you more of a plotter or more of a pantser?
I am neither. I'm right in the middle.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what I do is I know all my major things are going to happen. So I know the big inciting incident that's going to change the world as we know it.
Right.
All of the big points that happen, and I think I know how it's going to end.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know all that as I go in, and then I pants in between each of those points.
Okay.
So, and the ending I always think I'm going to is never the ending I end up at.
Yes.
Because characters tend to drive things the way they'd like them to go, as you know.
I do, yes.
So yeah, so that's how
There's
it works.
what you plan, and then there's what the character plans.
Exactly.
And
so
they don't often, get together.
no, yeah. So that probably means you really don't need to do a full gigantic outline. Though I know, like Jeffrey Deaver does,
Yeah.
like a 160-page outline for all his books.
I'm actually more of a plotter. I put together like 100 plot points
Yeah.
that I want to get into the story. But as I'm writing, if the characters deviate from that, I'm like, all right, let's see where this goes.
Yeah. So you have the same kind of thing going.
Yeah.
But you have probably shorter stints between reads than I
Between
do.
points,
but
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
See, everyone's different. Everyone
Everyone's
finds what works for them.
Outstanding. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great DPCC.
Yes, Denver Pop Culture.
Denver Pop Culture Con. Woo!
Hello, everyone. This is T.H. Leatherman, and I am with the absolutely fantastic and wonderfully epic Bernadette Marie.
Thank you.
So, Bernadette, tell us about your work.
I'm a contemporary romance novelist, and I write contemporary, paranormal, and romantic suspense.
Outstanding. So, show us your books.
All right, so these are my paranormals. This one is the tea shop set in Golden, Colorado, so you can walk down the streets of Golden and be there.
Ooh.
And then The Last Goodbye is my newest and a very therapeutic book for me, about a mortician who can talk to the people on her table
Oh, wow.
and grant their last goodbyes. So those
That's
are
neat.
Yeah, it was awesome. I really loved writing that.
All right, so, are you more of a plotter more of a pantser? What does that writing process look like for you?
I'm a recovering pantser.
Okay.
So I have learned the art of needing something to guide me.
Okay.
I still let the story flow on its own, but I'll have maybe a little idea of where I'm going now.
Okay.
But most of my books, I have 36 books, and I will guarantee you 33 of them are pantsed.
Ooh.
So this is a new process.
Okay. So you're definitely more on the pantsing side of things.
Yeah, but I'm changing so much. So much. But the characters still take you on their own journey.
Oh, yeah.
And that becomes where the pantsing now comes in.
Yes. Outstanding. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. I'll have more interviews with some more amazing authors next week. So subscribe to my channel. I post weekly. If you have a book you'd like for me to review, message me on Facebook. So long, fiction fans!